My parents abandoned me at a gas station, thinking it was funny. They'll regret that day. I'll be counting the seconds until he walks through that door. I refuse to return. After 2 decades, the hunt is over. They think they've won. They have no idea what's coming. This morning, 39 calls I never wanted to answer. I never imagined I'd reveal this, but after watching a TikTok about parents imparting lessons, something inside me broke. It's time for reckoning. At 36, the scent of gasoline and the heat of that summer day still haunt me, a reminder of the past that fuels my fire. My parents, Gerald and Denise, were champions of tough love. Every moment was a lesson, a brutal test of strength and resolve. They'd drag me out of bed at 3 a.m. to mow the lawn for a simple mistake, or force me to trudge to school in the pouring rain when the bus left me behind, all while Mom drove right past. The injustice stings, and I won't forget it. That July morning began like any other summer day, but beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. We were on our way back from seeing my sister Sabrina at college, a grueling 4-hour drive that felt like an eternity. In the back seat, drifting, my iPod playing the soundtrack of my quiet rage. Absolutely, I'm owning it. Dad had to fuel up, so we stopped at this desolate station off I-95. Scott, fetch my coffee. Now, Dad growled from the driver's seat. I pulled myself up, snatched his cash, and stormed inside. The cashier was an older guy, barely hanging on, his spirit crushed by the relentless heat. He stood there, brewing a fresh pot while I seethed in silence. The broken coffee machine was just the beginning. When I stepped outside, the car had vanished. I initially believed they had switched to another pump. Then I spotted our battered Camry merging onto the highway, a ghost from the past ready to haunt me. I stood there, coffee growing cold in my grip, as their taillights vanished into the night. A fire ignited within me. The phone buzzed, a reminder of what was lost. A message from Mom. I'll be counting the seconds until you walk through that door. This is your wake-up call. Learn from it. That damn smiley face. Each call, met with silence. Voicemail, my only answer. Enough is enough. 20 minutes later, Mom fired off another text. Save your breath. Your father thinks you can handle this alone. We'll see about that. I'll be waiting for you, and when you do, you'll wish you hadn't. Listen up. This was just the beginning of their reckoning. 2 years ago, they cast me out into the cold of February for a mere C+ in chemistry. Enjoy the chill. It might just sharpen your mind for what's coming next. I crashed in the garage that night, seeking refuge in the shadows of betrayal. They were furious about the shattered window. Made me suffer for it with my hard-earned cash. At that gas station, everything changed in an instant. Or maybe shattered. I stared at the steaming coffee in my hand, a bitter reminder. This was it. I was finished. Finally finished. I saved up $140 from my summer job at the local pool, and now it feels like a weapon in my hands. My backpack was left behind in the car, but I clutched my wallet and iPod tightly, ready for whatever came next. I stormed back inside and demanded the cashier tell me where the nearest bus station was. 2 miles that way. Just wait. He pointed, words laced with venom. You good, kid? Absolutely, I did. 1 call, and then everything changes. I reached out to Aunt Lola, my mom's sister, the one they cut off years ago. She had the audacity to buy me a phone when they thought they could control me by taking mine away. She answered on the second ring, ready for the storm. They abandoned you there? What came next is a haze of fury and betrayal. Aunt Lola was 4 states away, yet her actions etched themselves into my memory forever. She summoned my ride, but little did she know, the game was just beginning. Back then, it didn't even have a name. I took a local taxi to the bus station and snatched a ticket online. Come here, she commanded. We'll make them pay for this. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing with Mom's relentless texts. Touch Lola and you'll regret it. You'd better be making your way home, kid. Your father's disappointment cuts deep. Your arrogance ends now. I severed all ties, silenced the world, and boarded that bus, letting the landscape blur into a memory for 6 long hours. Their shock when they returned to an empty house? Priceless. Sabrina told me they returned to the gas station that night, thinking I'd be there, ready for them. They filed a missing persons report, but it was swiftly dismissed when Aunt Lola unleashed the emancipation paperwork she had already begun to prepare. 2 decades have passed. I wrapped up high school under Aunt Lola's roof, snagged my GED, earned a certification, and forged my own path. I became a master fixer, launched my own business, found love, and raised my kids. Yet, I never played those teaching games with them. The irony stings. I believed that part of my life was over. But yesterday, the phone in my office shattered the silence. A number from the past, long buried, now flashing on my screen. It's time for reckoning. I ignored the call, but they tracked me down. 39 missed calls. They think they can just walk away? Not a chance. Time for a reckoning. My phone stays silent during meetings. No distractions, just focus. I've lived by this rule since the day I launched my construction empire. As I stepped out of the boardroom yesterday, the sight of 39 missed calls hit me like a punch to the gut. Most calls came from unknown numbers, but 3 were from my sister Sabrina, the one I haven't spoken to in 20 long years. For anyone who overlooked my first post, here's the swift rundown. At 16, my parents, Gerald and Denise, abandoned me at a gas station, thinking it was a funny lesson in independence. They had no idea the fire they ignited within me. I boarded that bus, leaving everything behind, my home, my past. 2 states away, I found my escape and vowed never to return. Crafted my own destiny, launched a construction empire, and relished 2 decades of unbroken peace. Until yesterday, everything changed. The first voicemail shattered me. Sabrina's cries echoed with raw pain. Scott, answer me now. Mom and Dad discovered your secret. They're crashing down. Just call me back. You won't regret it. Never them. Me. My coffee turned bitter as I absorbed their words. They came from my parents, a relentless barrage of guilt and demands, pushing me to respond. Your mother is suffering. She will pay. How could you turn your back on your own blood? How ironic, coming from them. We made a single mistake. Just one? That's laughable. The final voicemail was my dad, his words a jumbled mess. You really believe you're above us with your pretentious business? We forged you in our fire. You'll pay for this. I sat in my truck, seething, as my phone lit up with call after call, each one a reminder of the betrayal. At last, I reached out to Sabrina. Tomorrow, we face off. Denny's on 5th. A place where shadows linger and secrets brew. 7 in the morning. Show up solo or don't bother at all. She walked in, a haunting echo of my past, just aged enough to sting. The same anxious ritual of tearing napkins to shreds. They're losing the house, she spat out, barely catching her breath. Dad's been playing with fire. Mom's pushed it to the limit. They discovered your company website, and now they demand payment. It's done. The waitress slammed the coffee down, a bitter reminder of what was lost. My hands were steady as I poured in the cream, a calm before the storm. Unleash the truth. They've been lurking in the shadows, tracking my company's every move on social media for months. The reckoning is coming. Dad thinks I owe them for my triumphs. He has no idea what's coming. They're staring down the barrel of foreclosure, and $50,000 is the price of their fight. Sabrina begged for forgiveness, claiming she fought to keep them away from me. Why should I lift a finger for them? I demanded. After all that? Really? She broke down, tears streaming down her face. Revealed the truth about Dad's spiraling addiction. Mom's relentless pursuit of the next thrill. They point fingers, never owning their failures. They're still our parents, she hissed, a fire igniting in her eyes. Absolutely not. At that gas station, they ceased to be my parents. What sets us apart, Sabrina? You're clinging to the illusion of their transformation. The phone buzzed, a signal of what was to come. Mom, I'm done playing your games. I refused and yanked my wallet out with a fierce determination. I'll cover breakfast this time, but remember this moment. Cut me off after this. Whatever they plan next, count me out. Scott, listen up. I truly mean it. You're my sister and I care, but don't expect me to save you. Watch them crumble. Just as I reached my truck, Sabrina came sprinting after me. "They're coming for you," she screamed. At dawn, everything changes. Mom uncovered the address. I fought to end their reign. "I promise you this." I simply nodded, a storm brewing inside me. "Perfect. Bring it on." Returned to my office, and there it was, 27 new messages waiting, each one a reminder of the chaos I left behind. They're spreading lies, painting me as the heartless son who turned his back on them. But they'll see I won't be their scapegoat any longer. Textbook manipulation at its finest. But here's what they have no idea about. In the past 24 hours, I've been making my own calls. The game has changed. It's ironic. The bank I know all too well holds their mortgage. Justice is coming. 3 months late on payments. They'll regret this. Foreclosures have begun. The reckoning is here. Tomorrow morning, they'll stride into my office, brimming with false confidence, believing they can shame me, twist my arm, and turn me into their safety net. They have no idea what's coming. They won't see it coming. I'm meeting my lawyer first thing. It's time to take action. When they show up, they'll find the perfect trap waiting for them. They crave a glimpse of my transformation. Enough. Let them witness the monster their son has transformed into and the consequences of pushing someone beyond their limits. I'm done being that scared 16-year-old. I stand my ground. I'm finished with kindness. Tomorrow, we'll reveal the truth when they finally arrive. I can feel it brewing. This is going to be explosive. Revise. Oh, you better believe it. I'm capturing every moment. Absolutely, I have protection. Absolutely not. I will stand my ground. They sealed their fate 2 decades back. Now, it's my time to strike back. Edit 2. Enough with the messages about family forgiveness. You have no idea what I've endured. Blood can't justify the pain. Believe me, that gas station was only the beginning. Update 2. The storm is brewing and the reckoning is near. Listen up, Reddit. So much has unfolded since my last post. I never intended to share this so quickly. After what happened yesterday, I can't hold this in any longer. I was buried in invoices when Jenny, our receptionist, interrupted with a call. "Scott, there are 2 here demanding your presence. They claim to be your parents." My stomach twisted in knots. I knew this moment would come the instant they discovered me. But it struck deep. I ordered Jenny to send them up. Time to confront this beast directly. From my office's glass walls, I saw Gerald and Denise enter, and a fire ignited within me. They appeared. Aged, battered by time. Dad's once bold mustache now faded to gray, a reminder of battles lost and time's relentless march. Mom's bleached hair couldn't mask the scars of time etched around her eyes. They donned their finest attire, ready for the reckoning. The very same worn-out dress Mom flaunted at church. That old, ill-fitting brown suit of Dad's, it's a reminder of everything he never was. Text as they entered, Mom's tears flowed like a river of betrayal. Not the subtle kind, but a dramatic, heart-wrenching wail. "My precious son. Look at you, standing tall now." She reached out, but I pulled away. I took a step back, heart racing. "Let's keep this serious," I demanded, pointing to the chairs. "What do you really want from me?" Dad swelled with that familiar arrogance, ready to unleash his sermon. "Listen up, son. Is that how you speak to your own mother? All those years wasted? Enough of this nonsense," I cut in sharply. "You spent 20 years searching for me, but it wasn't out of love. It was for revenge. You seek me out now, but it's only for your own gain. What is this? Who dares to challenge me?" Mom's cries pierced the silence, raw and relentless. "How dare you be so heartless? We made a grave error." "A blunder?" I laughed, but it was a bitter sound, echoing with the promise of payback. The sound was anything but joyful. "You abandoned your 16-year-old at a gas station, 200 miles from home, thinking it was funny. Just wait for the reckoning. Then you sped away, laughter echoing, taunting me with, 'Let's see how long it takes him to get home.' That was a choice. This is it. After years of your twisted games, I'm done." "We returned for you," Dad roared, rising to his feet. "We raced back after an hour, but you had vanished." "Yeah, I vanished. And I vanished for good." The ultimate choice I seized. I grabbed my phone and hit record, ready to expose the truth. Speak your purpose or walk away. The truth finally shattered the silence. Amidst Mom's tears and Dad's furious shouts, they laid bare their plight. They had the audacity to put a second mortgage on the house for Dad's ridiculous investment scheme. 6 months late on payments. The clock is ticking and the reckoning is near. They were taking everything from me. They were desperate for $175,000 to reclaim their home. "You've done so well for yourself," Mom whimpered, her eyes darting around my office, a mix of pride and something darker lurking beneath. "Of course, you can save your own parents." I watched them until the end. I yanked open my desk and seized a folder, heart racing with purpose. "Interesting you bring up the house. When I caught wind that you were searching for me, I dug deep and uncovered the foreclosure. You thought you could hide it, didn't you? Guess what? I had your mortgage debt bought out from under you. Game on." The silence was deafening. Shock morphed into fear as realization hit them. "Hard. What did you say? What does that even mean?" Dad's voice had faded into a whisper. "You have 30 days to leave. Make it count. We snatched it up at auction last week, and it was all above board. We're tearing it down to build something new. They won't see it coming." Mom's cries pierced the air. Dad's face twisted in fury. "You're making a grave mistake. That's our battleground. The gas station felt like my sanctuary. I'm offering you a mere 30 days. Use them wisely. You gave me half a minute." Dad shot forward, fury igniting in his eyes. I held my ground while security stormed in, ready for the reckoning. They were ready, waiting for the moment to strike. They pulled my parents away, and Mom's scream pierced the air, calling me evil, condemning me to hell. Dad unleashed his fury with threats of lawsuits. I stood there, heart racing, as they were led away, my camera capturing every moment of their downfall. My phone vibrated with a jolt. A message from my sister, Sabrina. They called, tears streaming, begging for mercy. "What have you done?" I fired back. "What did they expect me to become? Watch your back. It's my turn now." 2 decades rising from the ashes, fueled by fire and fury. Now I'll unleash everything I've learned to demolish the facade of a house that was never a home. The destruction begins next month. I'll let you know when it's over. Revise. My aunt, Mom's sister who took me in, just reached out. She thinks she can take credit for me. That holds more weight than any act of vengeance. Last chance. Thanks for the support on my past posts. It fuels the fire within me. Who knew my tale would ignite such a firestorm? What went down these past few days? Karma's grip tightened, and they finally faced the reckoning they deserved. After I snatched their house at the auction, legally through my company, my parents, Gerald and Denise, went absolutely berserk. They unleashed a storm, calling every relative, spinning tales of their ungrateful son, casting them into the streets. They thought they could get away with it. But I hold the evidence that will shatter their world. Remember those old Nokia phones that could capture every word? Sweet nostalgia, but oh, how the tables have turned. I held on to a piece of the past. They filmed their prank, cackling as they sped off, taunting, "Let's see how long it takes him to get home." Held onto it for far too long. A whole folder of birthday cards, each one a dagger wrapped in sweetness, whispering, "Maybe if you weren't such a disappointment." The sting lingers, fueling the fire within. 2 decades of pain, meticulously catalogued and ready for reckoning. Yesterday morning, I unleashed a storm, hitting the entire family with the truth. Every last one of my relatives heard that recording. They won't forget it. Look at those cards. Check the messages. They hold the truth you seek. By noon, my sister Sabrina called, her voice trembling with tears. Turns out, my beloved parents crafted a twisted illusion all along. They spread lies, claiming I fled because of drugs. Timeless. But this is where it gets intense. Remember when I vowed to bring their world crashing down? Oh, I did it. Just like that. Had the permits locked and loaded. Summoned them to witness the reckoning. They arrived with my Aunt Lola, Mom's sister, believing she could sway me. They were wrong. Instead, they were forced to witness their beloved home crumble before their eyes. Mom's screams echoed, Fury unleashed over her garden's betrayal. Dad dared to threaten a lawsuit. What money, Gerald? I stood there, coffee in hand, relishing their downfall. 2 hours to erase 2 decades of torment. Pure shock, disbelief, and a hint of fear. They thought they could destroy her legacy without consequences. They were wrong. Invaluable. But I had just begun. That land? It's in a prime spot, and I won't let anyone take it from me. Forget the glitz. I'm creating homes that people can actually afford. 20 units. Fair price, but watch your back. Single parents and their kids take the front line. Plans are locked and loaded. The ultimate twist? I'm calling it Annabelle Haven, in honor of my aunt who saved me when I was just 16. She's gone, but her legacy fights back. Her name fuels the escape from darkness, a fierce reminder that even in death, she's a force for change. Mom and Dad conspired with the neighbors, plotting my downfall. Displayed the memories of our so-called happy family, a cruel reminder of what was lost. Those neighbors will never forget the sound of my tears echoing through the night. Mrs. Henderson had the audacity to approach me and wrap her arms around me. She whispered her regret, wishing she had called CPS long ago. This morning was the moment of reckoning. They returned to my office, cloaked in false humility and dripping with apologies. Dad broke down. They dared to claim they were on the brink of losing everything. Mom swore she'd let it go if I just did what they wanted. I stood there, letting their words wash over me for 10 relentless minutes. Then, I thrust a rental application for one of the new units into their hands. They can apply like everyone else, but they better come with references and a spotless credit check. No exceptions. Their faces? I'll never forget them. Ugh, I need that picture. It haunts me. But we're the ones you betrayed. Mom's scream pierced the silence. Dad launched into his tired old speech about everything we've sacrificed for you. I smiled, a fierce satisfaction coursing through me. After all you've done, this is precisely what you deserve. The demolition crew strikes at dawn. Tomorrow, everything changes. Take your garden gnomes. They won't forget you, and neither should you forget them. They won't stop calling me. Sabrina thinks hiding in a cheap motel will save her. She's wrong. I'll make her regret it. Hope it bites you back. Every move I made was by the book, but the game is far from over. Tomorrow, their house crumbles, and I'll broadcast the destruction live on Instagram for everyone to witness. Ever notice the irony? For years, I plotted my vengeance, envisioning wild scenarios that fueled my fire. In the end, watching them confront the fallout of their choices is far more satisfying than any scheme I could have devised. They discarded their son for a heartless joke, and now they must witness the destruction of everything they cherished, all to aid those they once scorned. Tomorrow, I'll set up my lawn chair, popcorn in hand, ready to witness their downfall. Who's in for this? Let's make it unforgettable. Revise. For those wondering, yes, I'm fully committed to the affordable housing plan. Watch me make it happen. We've teamed up with a local nonprofit to take charge of the applications. Absolutely not. My decision stands, and I won't look back. Some bridges should never be rebuilt. Edit 2. Sabrina and I are settling the score. Just wait and see. At just 8 years old, her world shattered. She fell for their deceit, but the truth will cut deeper than any betrayal. Next week, we're meeting for coffee. Just wait and see. Edit 3. This is insane. Grateful for every single award. Just wait. This is only the beginning. To anyone calling me harsh, just imagine being abandoned at a gas station at 16. Forgiveness? Not a chance.